Hi everyone, I'm, yes, back-to-back videos again, you have noticed, well done. I am doing a book review this time. This was on Fairy Loot, Bone Crier's Moon by Catherine Puddy. This was in, where are we now? April's box? March's box? One of those boxes, and I can't remember which one. Yeah, I've really lost track of the time at the moment, haven't I? Anyway, this is interesting. I have to admit, I have a major problem with this book. It's written in first person present tense, which regular viewers will know I absolutely despise. Call me old-fashioned, I like books written in either second or third person, and I like them with a bit of history. I can't stand first person present tense. It drives me bonkers. So that was my first major problem I had to get over. It was okay once I'd been reading for a little while, but every time I picked it up I had to remember, oh yes, and adjust my head. I don't know what it is, I just don't like it. My second gripe is we follow about 3 different characters in this book, all from their point of view. So each chapter kept changing to a different I. And at times I had to look back and actually go, hold on, who's telling me the story now? Because I wasn't actually aware of different voices all the time. I'm pretty certain characters should have their own voice. And a few chapters I completely sat there and I was lost. It's like, who's talking? I don't know who's talking. It wasn't obvious. That bugged me. My third bug with this, it's a romance. I said it. It is a romance. Yes, it's got fancy trappings. Yes, it's got almost a love triangle. But it's a romance story. No matter how much one of our lead characters wants to protest that she will not fall in love, it's a romance. And I didn't believe in the romance. Are you getting the impression I didn't really like this book very much? I wanted to love it. This is the problem. It's so pretty. The concept is quite cool. It's set in France. There's a lot of mythology. We follow Bone Crier's Sabrina, who doesn't want to be a bone crier. She's very conflicted about her calling. And her best mate, Alice, I think it's Alice, who's very much trying to prove herself to the head of the group, which is her mother. She does the most daring kills. She's always pushing and pushing and pushing to be noticed and be the best. A bone crier's role is to encourage the dead to move on to the next stage, whether that's going to the halls of heaven, which are all golden, or the dusty pits of hell, based on whether they are chained, evil person, unchained, good person. And that's depending on what life they've kind of had. That's a bone crier's job. In order to become a bone crier, you have to kill 3 animals in order to get their grace. And their grace is basically what makes the animal really good at their job. So if you kill a hawk, you will inherit good eyesight, good hearing, and speed and swiftness. If you kill a salamander, you're very good at healing. And it's generally considered the bigger the animal, the greater the skill of killing them. Now Sabine doesn't want to be a bone crier. She's not big on the killing. She can't even face killing animals in order to get her graces. So I felt quite sympathetic towards her because she's definitely, do I want to be doing this? I'm being pushed into something I don't want to do and I'm not happy doing it. I'm feeling very vegetarian about it all. And I felt for her, I really did. Whereas Alice is very like, right, I'm going for the best animal, I'm doing the biggest thing, I'm doing the most daring thing. And really, she only gets where she is because of her friend who's always there supporting her. Anyway, there's a lot going on in this book. There's a lot of the Bone Crier's mythology being woven throughout the storyline, but effectively, at the heart of it, Alice has to kill the young man on her rite of passage, who comes when she blows on the bone flute. Yep, bone flute. She either kills him outright, or she kills him by the end of the year in order to have a child who will go into the family of bone criers. Alice is not interested in any of that. She just wants to kill the guy outright. what she doesn't realise is she's been set up, and a group of teenagers want their revenge on the bone criers who have killed their fathers, either directly or indirectly. So there's conflict, and the whole rite of passage thing is screwed up. Alice is kidnapped. Sabine is kind of like shoved to one side by the bone criers, and then this romance comes in. There's a lot of moving around in the catacombs, a lot of that. That went on for a long time. And there's a lot of explanation of the bone criers and who they are. Obviously the author's trying to say, look, just because you know a little bit about something doesn't mean you know the whole thing, doesn't mean you understand the whole thing. And also, you know, you can't always believe the myths and fairy tales and legends that are built around things. There are always more answers to be found. I think that's a message in there somewhere. But I have to admit, I didn't care. Sorry. I didn't care about the romance. I didn't care about the two lead characters. And even by the end, I was a bit fed up of Sabine being, I don't want to kill anything, but I've got to kill stuff. And I thought, oh, go on, ban it. Just... Anyway, there's going to be another book after this. I'm not interested. I'm sorry. I'm really glad and happy for the people out there who loved this book. I really am. But it's not for me. I may reread it at some point, but not anytime soon. Bone Crier's Moon. Obviously, if you loved it, please tell me why you loved it. Have I missed something? Or am I just not in the right mood for this? Or am I just hooking on the fact it is first person, present tense, and it's a romance story? Is that just too much? Let me know. As usual, there is a link to a small booktuber in the description box down below, and my links to social media and my book blog. Please go and check them out. I will update my book blog soon, I promise. And I'm going to ask, have you read a book recently that you were actually disappointed with and really couldn't get on, even though everybody else is raving about it? And in Crescent City, I might be looking at you here. Let me know your disappointing reads so far in lockdown. That would be lovely. As always, thank you very much for watching and happy reading. Bye.